Hi, welcome to Alaskan in Thailand. I'm here in Hue Hin Beach, about 6 a.m. this morning. Beautiful morning, no clouds at all. Beautiful sunrise coming up. Gonna get hot here fast. Today I thought I'd address the question, are there any good girls in Thailand and where do you find them? Well, of course, there's, there's good girls here. And just like everywhere, where you find them? In church, not in the bars, you know. You can go to the bars and it'll be easy for you to meet a girl. It'll be no problem for you, and you can probably get dates thereafter, and you'll never be lonely again. That'll be an easy way to score a girlfriend. But is that really the kind of girlfriend you want? Because it's a transactional thing, whether you think in your head or not. It is, you know. So that's something you got to consider. It's kind of imperative when you come here that you do have a friend, whether you're probably gonna have a hard time finding a buddy. It's probably to hang out with every day. You're probably gonna be easier to find a girlfriend to hang out with, even if it ain't every day, even if you could find a girl that would just go out with you, similar to what I do. That kind of scratches my itch. I don't actually want to live with a girl, really. I've done it, and it's never been really great for me, although it could be. I can see it could be, and I wouldn't rule it out. I would live with a girl, but even to just have that companionship, to just go out once a week, because you got to remember, you're moving from a society where you had friends and family and you could always be talking and going out and doing things with people, and that never occurred to you that you'd ever be lonely, unless maybe you were lonely when you come, but I wasn't. And so when you get here, it's going to be a real lonely feeling because you don't know anyone. And it's going to be like that everywhere for a long time too. Even if you moved to the next town over from you, or a couple towns or next state, you wouldn't know anybody there, and it would take you months to get, or if not a year or more, to get to know some friends and hang out or meet a girl. So don't expect it to happen real quick. But you could do a few things, to help yourself along too. Number one, get in shape. If you're a handsome man and you're, that's a plus. You're going to get a lot more action that way. But yeah, be in shape, and kind of well kept if you can. Try not to walk around with a baggy t-shirt and baggy shorts, kind of like I do all the time. If you're these Asian women dress nice, and they expect nice dressed men too. You'll see even in the Philippines too, all the women dress really good. All the men even dress, they wear collared polo shirts and stuff. If you want to score a girl, that's probably the way you want to dress around here, instead of just baggy shorts and flip-flops, and a sweated out old wife beater or something. Dress up a little bit. And then you go, like I say, you can go into the bar and walk home with one that night if you want to go that route. But other than that, you can go to the malls. There's a lot, all the girls go to the malls, and go there at night when the other girls are working. So, they're all good girls. See, follow Jeff for more tips. And then, you're in the malls, and then there's night markets, There's night markets. You can walk through the night markets. The problem you're going to have is the language issue, They all know hi and hello and a few small words. Not all of them, but yeah, they know hi and hello and a few things. I would suggest having your number written down on a card, and it's going to look cheesy and make you look kind of dumb, but I don't know, pretend you're writing it down or something as you're walking up to her and then hand it to her. I don't know. But yeah, have a number you can contact, because that's the only way you can communicate with her really around here, is going to be through an app. And you can't just be giving her your local Thai phone number either, because she's going to text you and it's going to come up in Thai. You ain't going to be able to read it. So what you got to do is you got to get on the app, Line or WhatsApp. I'd suggest WhatsApp. That's what everybody has. Line, actually, they have all that. All of them have that too. But get WhatsApp and have your WhatsApp number handy. That way, when she messages you, it automatically translates. For those of you that don't know that does, when they speak in Thai to you, it translates to English, and it's really good. It don't look like translation. It looks like they hit it right. The translation comes through just like conversation. In fact, you wouldn't even know it. So that's another thing, the dating sites. You can get on the dating sites. And you can find some good girls on there, you know, you really can, but it's going to be weed and it's going to take a lot of time. You're going to weed through a lot of people and a lot of scammers, and you're going to be setting yourself up for bad scams and things like that too. Do your due diligence and homework and study the person as best you can. If it looks fishy, bail out of it. But honestly, there was a guy that was in the Philippines with me. He was from Seattle, and he followed me over here a few months after I came, and he is now happily married here in Thailand. And he did pretty good. I wish him shout out to you, George. Good luck, man. He did okay. So yeah, it can happen. And a lot of these women too, as they age gracefully and beautifully. Here, you know, even some of the grandmas are solid 7s, 6s. Anyway, I'm not kidding you. Solid 7 grandmas around here. You see them from behind, you think they're 20-year-old girls. You really do. Turn around, you can see their age in their face a little, you know. But yeah, these women age really well. So that's another thing you got going for you. You can pick an age-appropriate woman that's going to be actually really good looking yet, you know. And she's going to be had her life over with, and she wants to settle down if she's single, you know, or something. So yeah, you can do that. Like I say, there's different dating sites. I tried one. I tried just to get a feel when I got here to see what kind of women were on there. What did a Thai Friendly, I think? Yeah, it might have been Thai Friendly. And yeah, I got hit up by a bunch of massage ladies, bar girls. And they'd actually tell you, I asked, what do you do? I work at the bar down there, and come down and see me or something, you know. And they're just working online is what they're basically doing. So you just got to weed through them, take your time, don't rush into anything. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. She's 19, beautiful, sexy body, and she wants to meet up with you right now, and you're 65, she's probably going to cost you money. So that probably ain't for sure. They're not desperate here like they are in the Philippines. The Filipino women, you got the desperation factor working for you too, and if you want to play that card, you know, and that's how most of them do it, you know. But it's a transactional thing, regardless of whether you're paying up front or you're paying as you date, you know, for dinners and things. You're always going to be paying, and that's understandable. But yeah, so you're gonna get both, you know, and you got to be able to weed out which one's going to actually be beneficial for you. But you don't have to actually have a relationship, like I was saying before, to just have a friend to go out and say, hey, I'll pay you. Remember, most of the women you're going to be dealing with, and in the Philippines too, they're all going to be working 10 hours a day, maybe longer, maybe 12. If they own a shop or something, they'll be working 15 hours a day. So yeah, they ain't got no time to date you unless you're going to be bankrolling them. And you might have to even tell them, hey, I'll pay you a day to take off work, if their boss will even allow that. In most cases, a lot of them won't. So yeah, you're going to have to figure that one out. When you pull them out of a job like that too, and they lost their income, you have to support them then. And then when you're done with them and you want to ditch them or leave them and you find out they're not good for you, you just took that woman's income away from probably their whole family, you know, and their parents and everything. So she's not going to be happy with that aspect of you leaving her broke. So keep that in mind too. You get to leave her better than you found her, at least, you know. And like I say, here it is. There ain't the desperation factor. So you're going to have to up your game. You're going to have to be charming. You're going to have to be nice. And there are a lot of single women here. I see them walking on the beach. Go to the beaches. That's a good place to find single girls. The markets in the evening, like I said, come in the evening here. You'll probably see, you know, like I say, I don't see a lot of street working girls here. If you go, if you come to Thailand and you want to meet girls, and the first thing you do is go to Pattaya, and right there in Beach Road or something, yeah, you're going to meet girls. Don't get frustrated when you don't find a good one. You know, that's just you finding girls. So you got to get away from the areas that are like that, you know, the red light districts, or even around that area. I know there's good girls there. There's plenty of them, probably more than the working girls, but it's just going to be hard to differentiate. And it's going to be just the kind of the game that's played. And I think it would be, your odds wouldn't be that good, because they got all the most handsome men in the world are attracted to going to Pattaya. So you're going to meet competition with 20-year-old Russian men that are in great shape. You know, why would they want to date a 65-year-old broke down guy, you know? So you're going to have a lot of high competition. and the girls know their value. So yeah, get away from those kind of areas if you're really serious. I think some of these small towns down south here, like Cranberry and stuff, they're small towns and they got just as beautiful women walking around as here. And there ain't no nightlife down there, really. They just have simple night markets where they go out and shopping and sell foods and stuff. So they have the night markets there too. So yeah, pick your area. Don't be in the big red light district and then try to find a wife, you know. And of course, after you've been there a while, the local girls know you're a monger by going around. They see you around town. They're not dumb. They see you around town with different girls and stuff, and then you're blacklisted. They don't want you anymore. Same with like the Philippines, Dumaguete and stuff. Them girls, it's a big city, but it's a small town too. They'll watch you. If they see you're dating around a lot of girls, the rest of the good girls, they won't have nothing to do with you. They'll know what your game is, and they won't. The good girls won't want you then. Too dirty, they say. But anyway, yeah, go to the beach, the malls, the parks, out and just walking around, any events, and pick your times to go to the beach. You know, go in the evenings when the Thais are off work. You know, in the daytime they're all working. So, and in the mall they're all working too. So pick your times where you can meet the girls that are off work and got some time a little to socialize. And keep in mind, a lot of them don't get a day off, or if they do, it's just one day, Sunday, and they got to catch up with their laundry and work at home and everything else too. So it's kind of a deal where you gotta just look. And I think you can look a little harder here in Thailand. It's not as hard as it is easy as it is in the Philippines, where the girls are throwing themselves at you. But them relationships are probably not going to last either, in my opinion. So those are just a few of my tips. Anyway, I'm no dating expert, like I say. The only time I scored was when I'd really just scored a friend, was just asking the barber that was cutting my hair, would you like to go eat dinner, after I met her again on the street the next day. And she agreed to have dinner with me. And we've been friends ever since. And ever since that time, once a week, we go out and have dinner once a week, or go to a temple once a week. She takes a day off. I pay her to take a day off. She's like a rent a girlfriend, but she's a good friend of mine. I'm just helping her because I feel bad if she works 7 days a week. If she takes a day off, and I want her to have a day off, so I'm actually buying her a day off as a treat too, you know, and it's a treat for me. And she's very interesting, shows me all over, knows everything, knows how to order all the food and everything, knows everybody. So it's a great benefit for me. I have a Thai on retainer. If I ever have a problem, I call her, man, and she'll be on it and like that. And that alone's worth it. You know, any questions or problems, she takes care of them for me every time. No questions asked. But anyway, yeah, that's my experience with dating. And I'm not sure, I really ain't not in a position to be affording a girlfriend, because then you're expected to travel around and do other things. And I really don't have the time and money to do that. Well, I have the time. I just don't have the money to do that. And I really don't want it right now anyway. At some point I will. But so far it's working out for me with just having a good friend. And it sure beat back the loneliness. Keep in mind, fellas, that loneliness is going to be the hardest thing you're going to conquer. It really will be. So you got to plan for that and plan how you're going to make a friend. Just one. That's all you need. And to talk to somebody just once a day or once every couple of days, it'll really make a big difference. Well, I'll give you a look around before I shut her down. Be sure to check back every day for new uploads. See you in the next one.